I'm at Liverpool station on a bench at 3 a.m. My phone has like 5% battery left. Bro, I need your help. I need you to pick me up from Liverpool station.
Justin's sentence like, oh, bro, I'm not at Liverpool. I'm at Leppington.
Stitch up, bro. Stitch you up, bro.
And I was like, wow. I was like, oh, okay.
I already said yes, bro.
I was like, okay, sure. And by this point, like, Leppington was like still like, bro, like farmland.
There's
man.
nothing there.
There was nothing there. All right, cool. I was like, yeah, man, Jesus, the way, the truth, and the life. All right, man. It didn't take very long, and I was like, dude, I'm sold. I'm sold on the Jesus train, man.
I introduced the joy of curry to like Kerry.
Yeah.
So good, man. So good, man. I was actually
Man's never had curry in his life before.
Man, I don't know if I was a hater.
From the food court curries. When you first start learning to cook, you don't realize you can do the prep separately.
Yeah.
Like you can like chop stuff up and then like chuck it in the fridge, and then when it's time to like eat, you can just like throw it all in a pan and then it's ready to go.
Or like, just have a box of kimchi in there always.
Oh, dude, that was the ultimate hack.
That was the ultimate hack, man.
I feel like my worst habit is I would always leave dishes in the sink.
The smell was so bad. Like I opened like the door into our house, right, into the hallway, and I'm walking. I'm like, dude, what's this smell? Like it smells like moldy or like rank. There's nothing to lose by trying self-help.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you know what? Give it a shot.
Gave it a try, yeah.
And then the rest is history.
We've got this mystery box. Justin and I, we know what it is.
First one to figure out what it is, I will buy a drink for you.
Figure out what it is.
It's a crystal.
Bro, what is this?
Rubies.
It's a Tomorrowland crystal.
Tomorrowland ruby.
Oh, there we go.
It didn't take him long to find out.
It says on the
It says right there.
It's Tomorrowland tickets.
It is, yeah.
Oh!
Wow.
Very good.
What the heck?
You win a trip to Tomorrowland.
Hell yeah. Wait, is that actually like...
This is the pass.
And everyone gets one of these?
Yeah.
Wow.
You paying for that, good boy.
Damn. That's pretty cool. Yeah. It's really cool. Wow, bro.
Hey man, can I keep the roof?
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Backdoor Banter, your journey to self-improvement from a few guys still figuring it out. And we've got a very exciting episode today. We've got two new faces joining us, and these guys are relatively special because they
are my exes.
They are your exes. Exactly.
My ex housemates.
So this is going to be like an intervention episode and about like their quarrying and their scuffles when they were roommates and stuff.
Right.
And hopefully they'll make up and potentially move back in together because Jackie has a place for them to move into. We'll get into that later on. But I think I'll let Justin provide a bit of a background on why these guys are here and why we're talking to them.
For sure. So, do you guys just want to introduce yourselves? Maybe like Kerry, you can like go first.
Yeah. Well, for everyone who doesn't know me, I'm Kerry, and basically born in Canning Vale, raised there most of my life. There was a period actually where I was in Burwood for about 6 years, from about kindergarten all the way up to about high school.
So, because like we, Kerry and I were like, we've known each other since like year 7, I think. But I completely forgot. Like primary school, you were somewhere else, right?
Yeah, I was completely in a different suburb, man. I was like an inner west boy. For
was it actually Burwood?
It was actually Burwood.
Oh, what the hell?
But it's a crazy thing because the history between me and Justin actually goes back one generation. So
that's right.
Our parents actually knew each other. So like my mum used to go party with his mum, and his mum actually did the wedding makeup for my mum's wedding.
Wow.
Yeah. So our friendship
intertwined.
Really, yeah, it's intergenerational. I didn't know that until like, I think when I became his mate, and then like took him, like, as most Asians do, you bring him over to your house,
like a birthday party or something.
Yeah. And then like they kind of realized like, hey, like, wait a minute, our parents were friends, and then now our sons are friends. And just having been in the same grade at the same school as well. Even though we were completely distant, we didn't know each other for like a good 10 or something years.
Yeah, not at all until high school.
Yeah. Well, back onto my life. Then basically came back to the area, and then went to high school. Met Justin, Jackie there. Justin and I were good friends for pretty much most of high school. And
There
then,
was a period where we weren't good friends.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
To be honest, I don't really remember that part.
No. I just made it up.
Damn, man, you starting so.
We had beef at some point. Remember this? Yeah.
Jackie wasn't as close with Justin, but we kind of grew a lot more like after high school.
Because you guys didn't have classes together.
No,
right?
we didn't really have. We had some at the early
Yeah, I
stages.
think in the Year 7 classes, we had classes together.
Yeah, but afterwards, we knew each other, but there wasn't really like a strong friendship. Anything
Just different
until-
circles.
Yeah, pretty much. I would say different circles. And then graduated high school, and then went to uni. Then during uni, that's when I think I really got to sort of know these guys.
Because we all went to the same uni.
We all
and
went to
then
the same
we
uni.
ended up,
We did this, similar enough. Like we were in the same vicinity, like engineering, computer science, all that. So we would still hang out with each other, just like boys from the area hanging out with each other.
And what do you do now for work, Kerry?
Yeah. Now I'm working as a data analyst.
Hell
And then working for Transport for New South Wales, just crunching
Crunching the
data.
numbers on why the trains are so delayed.
Basically,
Today we're going to be 1 hour late.
man, everyone and the dog keeps asking me.
It comes with the territory.
It does, unfortunately.
So what did you study at uni?
So I actually studied civil engineering and
Civil
then,
engineering.
Commerce
Okay.
with a major in information systems.
Yep.
So the funny thing is that most people say that second degree doesn't matter, but really my second degree is what's paying my bills right now. So, thank God that I did that degree.
Funny thing, right? So you know how so Justin's a software engineer or machine learning engineer, and I remember one of our mutual friends were like, "Hey, man, like." There was I don't know, I forgot the context, but there was something where like something was broken, physically broken, like a machine was physically broken. They're like, get Justin to fix it. He's an engineer.
It was at EDC. It was the tent.
The 10, yeah, it was that. It was like, get Justin to fix it. He's an engineer. And then I was like, nah, bro, this guy, like, he needs a laptop to fix it. And you're like, what? I'm just software engineer, bro.
Where's the keyboard?
Where's the keyboard? But in the contrary, for you, you're a civil engineer, so you could have fixed the 10. You could have pitched it, right? So we needed you there.
Sorry to break it to all you folks that were watching out there. Civil engineers aren't builders.
Also sits behind the keyboard.
All
all
this
day.
is behind the keyboard and crunches Excel as well.
So you wouldn't be able to like run some calculations and like, the hypotenuse is here and it should bend here and like, the tent should pitch up then.
I know way, my guy. Unless you're super hands-on, like already, civil engineering ain't gonna teach you squat about how to actually fix anything.
Yeah, okay. Good to know, bro. Good to know. Now, over to you, Jackie.
Yep. Hi, everyone. My name is Jackie. I did grow up here most of my life as well. Was originally born in Melbourne.
Oh, no
I
way.
didn't know that.
Didn't know that
I
either.
did not know that. And you're a bad housemate.
Dude,
bro.
straight up.
Yeah,
Never
that's
asked these
fucking-
questions.
This never came up.
I'm pretty sure I've said it before. Maybe it just gets lost. I think everyone just assumes everyone's from the area.
I assumed, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Damn,
and,
when did you move to Sydney then?
So my parents separated for a bit. So that's when I moved to Sydney because my mum has family in Sydney, and then they got back together when I was in primary school. And I think I met Justin and Lawrence through Chinese school actually.
Yes, I do remember that very vividly.
Saturday class?
Saturday class. When all our parents made us go to learn Mandarin.
Yes, I remember those days.
Yeah, that was good fun.
What do you remember from Jackie from back in those days?
So, what's funny? I remember him from like multiple occasions, and like a lot of it was through extracurricular, like tutoring, Chinese school. And did you go to our primary school for a short period?
Yeah, I went I think I went there for a single term.
Yeah. See, like I think I briefly remembered interacting with you then. So we were really young, and then you dipped. I never saw you again until we went to Chinese school, and I saw you there, and then also I saw you at Focus College, like maths and English tutoring. So what I remembered was that he was a menace, bro. Like I think he was a menace.
Absolute
like,
menace.
He was like roasting people and stuff, and like just being an absolute menace to society. Yeah, that's my big memory. But no, it was definitely like fun times. I remember like at Chinese school, like it was just you and I hanging out because some of our other friends quit, like including you, like dog. So it was just like it's just us two, fending for each other. But no, it was good.
Yeah, I think we were trying to convince our parents to quit for the longest time.
Yeah,
we weren't allowed to.
I think I just didn't try hard enough. I don't know why I just didn't try hard enough. Yeah, I think I went there until like year 9 or something. Year 9 in high school.
Oh,
yeah.
So I still find it weird that they take you to learn Mandarin even though they don't speak any of it at home.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Even though they can speak it, right? And they don't speak it to us. Yeah.
I think if we actually went to Canto school, I think
That would have been more
enjoyed it
fun. Yeah.
Because like, you already
Probably.
speak it at home, and all you have to do is just learn how to read it, and that's it.
True. Yeah, but I didn't think that would be as beneficial as learning Mandarin, though.
It probably wouldn't be.
Yeah.
But I reckon we would be better at Cantonese. Well, I would be better at Cantonese because I don't know any Mandarin, even though I went to Chinese school for like a long time. Like I reckon at least like 8 years, and I don't know any Mandarin.
When did you stop? Did you stop in like year 9 as well, like similar to
Yeah,
mine's?
the only reason why I stopped is because I stopped in year 10. And that's
Wow.
only because math tutor had a clash. And so I had to choose one of the two, and I wasn't learning
That's
anything
you
wasn't
grinded
learning anything
out.
at Chinese school, wasn't learning anything at math tutor either, but math tutor still took precedence because it went towards my
Because
ATAR.
it's maths. Yeah.
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 Damn. And then it would have been like only at uni, I guess, that you would have like reconnected with like Jackie.
Yeah, there was like brief periods like, oh, your friends, like maybe for a term in primary school, then Chinese school every Saturday, and then tutoring once a week. Like, but there would be like gaps in between, like, oh, hey, it's you again. Let's be friends. And then like a good
Nice.
couple of years after, when we started hanging out again, like turns out you were good friends with Jackie, and then that's when we started just hanging out as well.
So in that in-between period, it was high school. So, me and Jackie, we were in the same high school as well.
Yup.
And then, yeah, how was that like going into like uni and stuff together?
Yeah, I think it was really fun. Like going from high school, I think everyone in our group basically went to the same uni.
We
were
did, yeah.
doing the exact same course.
When was it that we started hanging out like more as a group together? It was because you started a study group called Project 99.95,
Yes.
right? That was you. Yeah.
I don't even know how it came together because I think prior to year 11 we didn't even hang out as a group. So
We didn't know. It came together just for like we're all gonna get 99.95 ATAR.
yeah,
Did anyone get?
One guy got close.
We got close.
Cal almost got there. He
Yeah.
almost got there.
What was his one?
He got 99 something. I think.
99.985? Something. It was very high.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. So we channeled all our energy into him. It was like a spirit bomb. Yeah. No, not really. Like it was supposed to be a study group, but I swear we did like zero studying. Like we just like kind of messed around on Skype the whole time.
Yeah, I think we just used tutoring, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And then we just helped each other with like exams whenever like one class would have the exam. We just pass notes to each other.
Yeah,
That's how
it's like a support group.
It's like a support group.
Yeah,
Exactly right.
That's the way. Dang. All right. So you guys just like all hung out, or I guess you guys just drained all the energy from the smartest guy, Cal, and then to uplift your ATAR, or was it the other way? He just sucked it all from
Maybe
you?
because I got invited in like midway through its forming, I think. Like I actually don't know the inception of it, Jackie. I think it was you and Michael. Do you remember?
I don't actually remember too much.
It's been a while.
Like-
Yeah.
I just remember that it was always told to us that with the HSC you always have to work together because like everyone helps bring each other's marks up, and so from that we knew we had to like form some sort of group to just try get each other like the highest marks as possible. But I don't really remember how everything all started together.
From what I remember, it was you and Michael, and I think you guys had a specific plan. It was a bit of an Avengers kind of moment. I think you guys just went around asking like dudes with like the highest like marks in the grade in different subjects, and just kind of like formed a little group. So good on you, good on us.
No, that's good.
And then you were saying we all went to study like engineering basically.
Yeah, we all went to study engineering. I started off doing civil engineering, so with Kerry, and then after a year, I was like, why am I studying this? I don't really enjoy this. And then
What's so funny, bro?
You did quick, man. I stuck a through 4 years, man. And I'm not even working in there anymore. I'll tell you this, man. All civil engineers, either you live long enough to become a project manager or you dip.
Site manager. Shit. Yeah, it would have been like you were like playing with dirt at some point and you're like, fuck this soil mechanic shit.
yeah, I think we were doing some sort of water thing.
I think it was transport that broke you guys.
Yeah, transport. We had an exam, and I think we thought we were gonna fail in the exam, and then it was such a high weighting that if you fail it, then you're gonna fail the entire class anyways.
Wow.
So we just dropped the subject
And drop the degree. I'm going to fail the subject.
I was like, no.
I'm just going to change degrees.
The silly thing about that was they didn't even do that bad as well.
We actually passed that test.
No.
That's crazy, man.
Wait, so you dropped it before you found your results?
Yep.
Because it was
Census, I think?
it was before census day.
Oh,
so if
okay.
we had to, it was either you drop it now or you risk the potential of failing.
I see. So like that, I guess, little like the situation made you like shift like to a completely different path. But looking back, now that you found out that you actually didn't do that bad, do you think you would go back and change it and become what Kerry does?
No, I don't think I would change it at all.
Okay, that was a good decision.
He made the right choice.
I wasn't enjoying the coursework anyways.
Okay.
And then I think Justin and I we enjoyed like the first programming course that we had. We weren't even supposed to do, or at least I wasn't supposed to even do that specific coding course. I mean, in civil engineering, they make you do some other like Excel based course.
But then we did the proper one, the same as like what a computer science student, because we all didn't start in like we didn't start in computer science. We were all like all engineering, like electrical or whatever. So we didn't need to do it. But then why did we do it? We just did it for fun, right?
Yeah, I think we just did it for fun. Yeah,
Just to learn a bit of programming. Yeah.
I think we heard it was easier to do that one over the Excel one.
Oh, yeah.
So we just did that.
Yeah.
And then so after that whole civil engineering thing, decided to go into software engineering and give that a go since I enjoyed that course. And now I'm a software engineer.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
also like, because I was gonna say like Jackie as well can't help us pitch a tent earlier, but I didn't want to reveal too much. I
Threw it on me.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
so
civil
you can't
engineering.
help us with a tent, right? Just
I
double checking.
can't.
Damn, bro.
I tried to build it last time we went camping and it did not work.
He could probably code you one.
yeah.
Digital tent.
Yeah, no, 3D printed one or something like that.
I can get AI to do it for me now.
Nice. So you're what do you do now? Tell us a bit about what you do now.
Yeah, so I'm a software engineer working at Combank.
Yeah.
We're working on a product called Smart Hospitality. So we're trying to make payments easily splittable on the payment terminal. So if you go to a restaurant, you can easily split it amongst a table. So you just pass the terminal along to each person and then they'll just tap their card each.
Oh, I see. Now, I want to ask you this: as a person that works at Combank in that space, should I buy more XRP or no?
I don't know anything about crypto.
Damn.
He's got the secret insights, but like he can't share it. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to provide financial advice.
Damn, bro. Yeah, nice. So, I think like we wanted to talk more about like your time living together and all that. Hey,
So we all got to uni, and then it kind of like sparked, because like there was a certain point when I got like really into like self-help. I've like mentioned it before, but I was feeling lonely. I was like, fuck, I'm like writing down my goals and shit, but like I got no one to talk to. So I concocted a plan to like rope people into my like cult. So like Jackie was the first one to jump on board. There was like I don't remember how I pitched it, but then we basically just got together at my house every Sunday. It was just the two of us for a little bit. And then every week we would just like plan out our goals, like, you know, what do we want to achieve in this next week? And then we kind of like catch up next week and see how we go. And then at some point I was like, Kerry would be a good addition to this as well. He seems into self-improvement. So I went, I rizzed him up a little bit. I bought a book. I bought,
Rizz me up.
I
Rizz me up
bought
real
Deep
good.
Work by Cal Newport. I took him to McDonald's, bought him a meal. I was like, "Hey, bro, have this book. Join my self-improvement club." And then the rest is history.
I didn't actually know that's how you.
Oh, we
wrote
never
Kerry.
told you?
he's like, damn, bro, I never got the book. Bro. I didn't get the book. I just came.
Where's my book and where's my meal?
You came on. You didn't play hard to get, Jackie. That's why.
But I think you did pitch it to me at a McDonald's as well.
Oh, did I? It's just that's the
That's where
place to
dreams
be.
are made, man.
That's where dreams are made.
And how old were you guys when this happened?
Would have been like 22, I think. We would have been like
22.
40 year of uni.
Yeah,
So, you know,
50,
3 years we were
yeah.
like just having fun at uni, doing whatever, not caring about anything. I think 4th year, everyone in our friend group started taking things more seriously, like thinking about career, that kind of thing. So it was good timing, I think.
It was good timing. It was like toward the end of everyone's time at uni. It's like people were graduating with 4-year degrees, like either trying to find internships at that time, and I guess after a few years of partying, it's like, oh, I gotta actually sit down and think about
gotta
the
lock
rest of
in.
my life. So
Yeah.
it came at a good time, especially for me. Luckily, I think I still had another 2 years because I did a double degree. Yeah, but that really, I guess, set the foundation for a lot of growth that happened during that time.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah. That 2166 mastermind helped a lot.
Really?
Yeah,
That's good to hear.
looking back in like hindsight, I was like, dang, man, like I don't think I'd be where I'm at if I didn't have that. That there was just a lot of things that we did in that, like a lot of things I learned in that self-help improvement phase that, I don't know, I guess all of us have been going through.
Yeah, I'm very curious from like your perspective, like what did it look like? Because I think I pitched it to you, and then like where was your mind at that point?
My mind was, I don't know, I think I just wasn't doing much at the time, and I recognized at some point that, hey, like I'm like still the same. It felt like I was the same 2 years ago, like for 2 or 3 years ago, as I was like when you pitched me the idea. I was like, dang. If I look back, it's like I don't think anything's changed like in my life. Like I haven't really grown that much. And then I think at that time, I have a feeling that the algorithm was also shifting. You know, the Jordan Petersons were popping up.
The YouTube algorithms.
The YouTube algorithm, and it was going like hard about like Jordan Peterson and all the, you know, the beginning of the red pill ish like that time. And so at least that got me thinking about, oh man, I need to like get a bit better, you know, like see, like, you know, actually try to improve myself, because like if you're not improving from like 2 years ago to now, like 2 years is a long time, right? Like you can make drastic changes. And I saw those changes from like Justin, like himself was a shining example of that. Like I knew him from high school, and then I knew him what he was like in high school. And then,
You make me sound like an absolute gronk in high school, bro. So this guy went from like
no. It's still cool, but like I saw the shift from him, like the start of uni to like what he was at the time when he pitched the idea to me, and I was
Wait,
like,
can you tell us a bit more about that shift? I'm a bit curious.
yeah. Like Justin.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
from what he was like in high school versus what he
Well-
was like, let's say now, or from the time when he pitched you,
Yeah,
the mastermind.
Well, my impression of Justin was he was like the anime guy, like sort of in colloquial terms, the nerd. Like he wouldn't didn't really talk to many people outside of like the friends he already had, and then so. But then like I watched him like when we went to Anime Society the first few times, like, and I saw him like progressively, you know, make the effort to go out and talk to people, and like, you know, go out of his comfort zone. Like I knew the guy he was like before, and then like seeing this new side of him, I was like, okay, that's cool. Like he's going out and making an effort to go talk to people, join the society, be more involved in the society, and then eventually, I think there was a bit of period where we kind of like weren't hanging out as much, probably like mid first year to like sort of second, third year. And then like I heard about Justin, like, then he eventually became president, you know, president of Anime Society. And I was like, damn, good on him. You know, he's like moved a lot from when we first started uni. And then like the fruits of his labor, like literally, like I can see him now is like way more confident in talking to people. Can't just go up to some people and just like, I saw him like go up to random, like sort of strangers. Like I guess you're in the same society, but it's not like he ever talked to them.
Acquaintances, right?
Yeah. If even like there would have been like strangers, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just like strike up conversations with them, and like, you know, be like smooth with it, you know, riz them up, you know, riz them good. Yeah, and now I saw that and I was like, damn, good on him, man. And then like when he around that time, like he pitched the idea to me, and I was like, damn, like. He's like moves, like he's made leaps and bounds in like that department, and like just like sort of what he's like coming into uni and then what he is now. And I looked at my life and I was like, bro, like, like bro, well, what have I done? Like I guess I made like one new group of friends, but like, yeah, I mean, like I'm pretty much the same person I was like 2 or 3 years ago. I wasn't really talking to like new people. Like I certainly couldn't go up to like strangers and like strike up conversations and have like proper like nice flowing conversations like like what Justin was doing. And so when he pitched the idea to me, I was like, and I guess I'm the type of guy to also like try new things. I was like, yeah, why not give it a shot anyway? Like, well, there's nothing to lose. Like there's nothing to lose by trying self-help. So it's like, oh, you know what, give it a shot.
Gave it a try. And
then the rest is history, as you said.
What was the like biggest thing you took away from those mastermind classes?
Maybe you can like give a rundown of what we would do every week as well to give like the listeners like a good idea of like just what it kind of looked like. So basically what it was it was a small group sessions, basically me, Justin, Jackie. Like it was first them two, and then eventually I came in. We did try to invite other people, but they weren't really down for it. Every week we'd meet up, set goals. We'd set like long-term goals, like a 5, like a 3, and a 1 year plan, and then we would every week we would sort of set like mini goals to try to align with our short-term, medium-term, long-term goals, and then we sort of try to keep each other accountable. We would like meet with each other every week to have a meal, chat about what happened in our life. Keep it fun, you know?
Yeah,
we would,
keep
like,
it fun.
Do our meeting, and then we would always go out for lunch on the Sunday.
So good. Like it was so good. And it was like really fun. And like 1, it was fun, and 2, it kept you accountable, and 3, it like you could see progress, I guess, like over time. Like when you're not in sort of like that type of setting, like a small group setting, if you're trying to do it solo, sometimes it can be a bit hard to just see your level of progress as well. And we had like these like, was it yearly? I think it was yearly, like these like presentations like we would do to each other.
Do you remember that?
It's like a yearly retreat.
Retreat. We would maybe you can tell the listeners about it, Jackie, but we would go on like a little we would book it out in an Airbnb, and then we'd do a proper like retreat.
Yeah, so we'd have a proper retreat. We would each make our own presentation, and then we'll have a slide deck, and then we'll present what our goals were for the year. As well as a reflection on what the year was that went by. So like what we achieved, what we think we could have done better.
Yep. Was this when you guys ordered Indian food?
This was when I introduced the joy of curry to like
man.
Kerry.
Yeah.
So good, man. So good. Man. I was actually
Man's never had curry, curry in his life
before. Man, I don't know if I was a hater, but I definitely wasn't a trier of Indian cuisine before that. I was like, I don't know, man. Kind of smells
I don't know, bro.
right.
That's scammed too many times, bro.
From the food court curries.
I was like, I'm a bit spooked, But then, we went to that one retreat, in Bondi, I think it was. We ordered that curry, man, and I was just blown away.
So good. When good curry, so good.
Right.
And I specifically remember that because we were like, man, we're working so hard. We deserve to order Uber Eats. So we ordered it, and then we were all finishing off our presentations, and then food came, we all ate it, and then we did each demoed our like presentations to like the whole group. It's like, oh yeah, what were the highlights of last year? Like what went well, what didn't go well? What do we want to do next year? And I feel like that's kind of my like ethos or like my principle when doing like self-help stuff. Like, cause you don't want to get too grindy about it where it's like, oh, it's all about the grind, all about hard work. It's like, you want to just make it fun. That's how you kind of stick with it, eh?
Yeah. Like it's ultimately, it's like, it's not like a sprint. Like there are sprints that you do, but like, you're in it for the long run, right? So you got to like make it so that, there are times where you grind, seasons where you grind, but ultimately you're trying to do this as a lifelong process, right? And in like life, you get hit with ups and downs and stuff. So you try to make things be as sustainable as possible. And just one of those ways that I guess we did it was to have meals and to, make it fun, basically. You don't want to make it any harder than sort of it really is, that it already was. I think it was one good thing was that because we started in uni, we had the time as well to meet up.
That's true, yeah.
And like build that habit so that when we started working, we were already like, we did this throughout COVID too. Like we didn't we didn't miss a week in COVID. Like we
would break the lockdown laws. No, we would actually like, instead of meeting online, we would like always have like a Zoom meeting, like I think, or Google
Meets. I think.
Yeah, Google Meets. Yeah,
yeah, and
always scheduled in.
Yeah, it was all scheduled in. Like we built that habit. Like my recommendation is if you're in uni, like you can do this any time in your life, but if you're in uni, it's a really good time to start something like this because you really build that habit, and once you build that habit into your life, you can really like carry it forward into like when you start work, when you like maybe if you're lucky, even when you have a family, you can just like, you've already built like that, like time out of your week to be like, hey, this is time with like the boys, this is our time to have fun, and just like check up on each other. And I don't know, it just keeps friendship strong as well.
Yeah. And you have so much free time as well as a uni student. So it's like much easier to set it up.
Yeah. Set it up. And then once you kind of get the habit going and rolling, it's so much easier than starting like from now. I mean, if I started as an adult, it's gonna be hard
because you've got so many more commitments, right?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, definitely would highly recommend that. So I guess like from your perspective, Jackie, like, have you taken much out of that experience as well, or like was it like very helpful at the time, but then nowadays not doing as much of it, or?
Yeah, it was definitely like extremely helpful. Like,
nice.
I think when we first started doing it, I think my main goal was just to get through uni and then get a job at the end of it. But I think as we did the sessions, every week, I realized like I needed to work on things like improving my confidence or being more social. So then we were able to work on those goals as well. And just having the whole group together, it just made it more easy to be more accountable for achieving your goals.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just like Kerry was saying, it's like it's hard enough like pushing yourself and like doing things that you're not super comfortable with. So having that support network is like so valuable. And then at some point we already had this little, we were seeing each other every week. and then at some point we just decided to like move out together.
Yeah.
Right? How did it happen again?
I think we were. This was in around the end of COVID-ish.
It would have been right
Right
at the
literally
end,
right at the
like,
end of COVID.
right
And
at
I
the end
think
of
like
COVID.
basically immediately, I think we sort of started. We all by this time were working.
I
all
think
of
we
us-
had all like it was like our first year working or something.
Yeah,
Like,
our
I think we
first-
had all
Yeah.
landed like good jobs, and then I think I just did a job change. I went from like working for
That's right.
like
Mhm.
one company to like working for like
Yeah.
Woolies, which was like a good pay bump, and
Yep.
then it just sprung into my mind.
Yeah, that it sprung into your mind first.
Yeah.
And then you just pitched it out there. I think sort of like, I'm not sure if you were fully serious about it,
Yeah,
but you were
yeah.
kind of like, you just threw it out there. And then I heard it and I was like, so at this time in my life, my brother had, I think, bought a place, but he was like about to. So he bought a place, but the place hadn't been rezoned yet. So he was waiting a long time for him to actually like move out and live in Leppington, basically. And when Justin pitched the idea, I was like, once my brother, like between now and the time my brother moves out, like I'm not going to get another window really, like to sort of experience what it's like to move out and live with your friends, because I thought like, I mean, at the time, like my parents are like, oh, you know, you can just move into the granny flat once your brother moves out. And then like, I think at the time I was like, my brain's like, oh, I don't want to like fight them on the fact that like I have to move out. I want to move out versus like living in the granny flat. So I was like, I'm gonna take this opportunity. When Justin presented it, I was like, no, I'm gonna take this opportunity. And also, I think the other part was, I think you were inviting me to a lot of like, there was
39D.
39D.
Like,
That's right. Yeah. Inviting me to a lot of those like. So 39Ds with Justin's group of mates.
Yeah, it's like some of my uni friends. Like one guy had a like really big house that he moved into, and then a few of our other uni friends like ended up living with him. So it was just a house with a bunch of friends, and then he would always like have parties and stuff.
Yeah.
And I would bring like these boys along.
Yeah.
And then it was just such good fun, right?
It was good fun. And then,
We would always
I don't know-
drive past Kissing Point Road.
Yeah.
I would make the same joke. Who's gonna kiss me on Kissing Point Road?
yeah, I don't know about you, Jackie, but for me, those parties, like they brought the idea of like house sharing. Like it's like, oh, I want to try to experience that. And so I was like, you know what? When he presented the idea, I was like, I'm on board.
you said immediately. You were like down. I think I was just like sick of the commute, because at the time I was going to the city every day for work.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is like so seeps. Like I was just looking on realestate.com for fun. But then and then it just suddenly clicked in my mind. It was like, oh, why not move? like I can afford it now, kind of thing. So yeah, and then pitched Kerry, and then like to you guys credits, you guys signed on like straight away. Basically, you took like a day or two to think about it.
Yeah,
but then
I think I was still on the fence. I wasn't making that much at my first job, and then I was trying to think about whether it was the best move for me.
True, because that's the big like trade off, right? It's like, you know, property is so expensive. Is it you live with your parents until you can get a deposit, you know, do the financially like more responsible thing maybe, or do you kind of live your life a little bit and like experience something new, take that chance?
Yep.
Yeah, but in saying that, because I moved out, now I knew I had to make a bit more money to cover my rent now. So that sort of pushed me to, you know, start looking for another job, as well as looking for another job that more aligns with what I want to do as well.
Yeah, so you found that you need to grind more because like you need more money. Like, and then
It's a capitalist cycle.
and then he's like, shit, man, this is still not enough. Let me get a girlfriend, so, so I can start making more money.
Do income.
So like, how long did you guys live together for?
I think originally, so we moved out to Haymarket first. That was
We
the
wanted
very
the
first
proper like
place.
live in the city
yeah.
experience.
Oh, wow.
It was supposed to be 1 year. About a year, I think, was our initial intention. So it was for me and Jackie. It was going to be sort of a temporary arrangement. Anyway, we didn't have plans to move out permanently or anything. Sort of, at least for me, it was to try to like experience what it's like living with like outside of like your parents' home, living by yourself, at least with your mates, just not living under like the yoke of your parents, basically.
Yeah.
I can see what that's like. I don't know. Was it the same for you?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, just to get the experience of living out, being more independent, and like fending for yourself.
Yeah. And then it ended up being, instead of 1 year, ended up being 1.5 years because the lease. So our first place we rented was 6 months. And then afterwards we were like, oh, I don't think, we were like, this is not enough, man. We just kind of like settled in a bit and then we're like, oh, we kind of have to go. So then we went to, you guys found Burwood, I think.
And build, yeah.
Yeah, and then we signed a 1 year lease and we're like, okay, well, let's just give it a longer duration. And then, so it ended up being about 1.5 years. And it was really good times.
It was good times.
I think the funny thing is I think they still think I live there because I got a call from the landlord recently, and he said it was outside, and I didn't know. I don't know why. I just walked outside of my house. I was like, what's going on?
He's like, wait a minute, I don't have a landlord anymore. I'm my landlord.
but he didn't say, oh, it's your landlord. So I turned off the phone. I went outside, and then there was no one there. So I called back and I was like, who are you? It's your landlord. It's like, no, I don't live here anymore.
That's so funny. So you just confused you for someone else.
Yeah.
But as if you walked outside when someone says, I'm outside. Wouldn't you be sus? Like, I wouldn't walk outside. No way.
It's because I was also waiting for trades to come do some inspections.
Oh, right. Okay, that's fair.
I see.
Just get an ominous call from someone. I'm outside. Coming. Oh, that's so funny. That guy needs to update his contacts.
Yeah, dude.
man.
What the heck?
When was this?
It was like a couple months ago.
Dang, we've been out there for like
Wow.
2 years now.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm guessing the real estate agent didn't update him.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair
Shit,
enough.
man.
Yeah. That guy was so nice though. Like
He was.
our build landlord.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like absolute angel. Like anytime we have a small problem, he would come with his like son.
Yeah.
He wouldn't say a word to us. He would just like come straight in, fix the problem, and he was
just
out.
bounced.
Just
I think
bounce, yeah.
we got like a new dryer or something. Or
We got
like,
a new dryer.
new-
We got our AC stopped working. We got that replaced.
Yeah.
He got it immediately fixed. Yeah.
like no, did he charge us?
No.
No.
Yeah. I don't think you can.
He didn't charge us, nothing. Like just fix stuff and
Just
then
very prompt.
bounce basically.
So you guys dealt with him directly. You guys didn't even need to go to the agent.
No, we went through the agent,
Oh,
and then
okay,
the
okay,
agent
okay.
would contact him, and then
Oh,
we'd talk to him about it.
yeah. Sounds like a good landlord, man.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
compared to all the like horror stories, like this guy was, yeah, like Justin said, basically an angel.
You wouldn't want this guy for your landlord. He wouldn't do that.
Hey, funny thing, bro, because like I bought an investment property with my partner Joe in November. So it's been about like over half a year.
Hey, congratulations, man.
Thank you. And we've rented it out. And I think a couple months in, they had some issues with like pipes and all that water stuff. And the agent told us, and then they got a quote from their plumber, a free quote, and they gave it back to us. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? It's like $1.5 grand. And my dad, who's like, who was a handyman by trade, like knows how to do renovations and all that. I was like, showed him the quote and all that, and he's like, dude, I could do this for like $100, not even. And it's like, let's go do it. So yeah, we just rocked up or I may or may not have introduced myself as the landlord or plumber. So, either one, right? I came and then did a little cheeky inspection and then fixed the pipes together, bro.
You did a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah, two for one deal. Exactly. Yeah.
Hell yeah. But yeah, like year and a half living out. So I feel like we learnt so much. Like I guess kind of to frame it, we are a self-improvement podcast. I think a good way to frame this kind of episode is, should you move out with your friends? Should you like kind of live at home and then kind of save up for a deposit, or is it worth the experience? So kind of like putting that question on you guys. I feel like for me, such a learning experience. I think out of our friend groups, we were one of the first ones to like move out. So there was like, we didn't really have anyone we could ask for like tips or anything. It was just, we were there for each other and that was it.
Yeah.
So like first like Monday we moved in, we're like, rented the van, got all of that sorted. And then we're like, just moved unpacked everything. And we're like, how do we eat?
It's like, do we need a couch? It's like these small things like TV and who's cooking?
We couldn't figure out how to use the range hood for the longest time.
Yes.
Because there was no button. It was like one of those where you pull it out. Never seen one of those
Yeah.
before. So we were just operating without a range hood for like a few
Damn, bro.
days.
Someone's holding like a freaking fan.
It's like, close your doors, man.
Jackie, you're on fan duty today.
Yeah, I think for the first couple of weeks, we were doing a thing where like every Monday we would all cook one meal for each other.
Yes, we're doing kind of family style.
And then we would try a different recipe each time.
Yeah.
So like you guys, did you guys cook at your parents' house before you guys moved in together, or was this your first time starting to cook for yourself?
First
For me, first time.
Jackie as well?
I did a little bit of cooking, but it was only for like just for meals at work.
Okay. Then now after, I guess like after that first meal, whose meal tasted the best and what was it? Well, actually, tell me what you guys all cooked for your first week, and then also rank which one was the best.
First week, mine would have been like minced meat with nachos or something. Just something like that.
Yeah.
I think I made I tried making butter chicken once. Yeah. But I just went back to the good old rice paper rolls.
You didn't make that. That was good.
That was rice paper rolls. Always a slapper.
And I think for the first week I made something similar. I made like tacos. Tacos are always a easy thing to cook up and share.
Yeah.
And there was a recipe that I saw on YouTube for jambalaya. So jambalaya is like a Cajun rice dish.
Like a Southern American thing, right?
Yeah, Southern American.
Yeah.
And I don't know where to actually find that in Australia, like a restaurant that will cook that, but it was on the back of my mind. So like one day I just decided to just cook it up, and then
Why not?
Yeah, why not try a new recipe?
Yeah. First time I ever had jambalaya as well was at your house in Burwood, I think.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I
right.
forgot. I think all of you like learned how to cook it. I'm not sure about you, Kerry, but I've had it from both you guys. Like you guys cooked it both on different occasions. It became like the house special. But do you know how to cook it as well, Kerry?
No, I don't.
No, you
actually.
didn't pick it up.
Yeah, no, I didn't pick it up.
I did steal the recipe from Jackie. She made it once, and then I was like, damn. Nice.
We're pretty good.
I'm taking this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good, man. It's good. And it's like, it doesn't cost too much to make as well, right?
It doesn't. Like,
Yeah.
and it's a simple recipe. Like once you have all the ingredients prepped,
Yeah.
you just put it all into a single pot, and then wait for it to be ready.
Yeah.
And then it freezes well as well. Like
Yeah.
you can like make a huge batch and then you like have it for like meal prep for the next few days.
It's good meal prep food. Yeah, really
I can
good meal
imagine.
prep food.
So yeah, I think like moving out for me, one of the biggest things was just learning to cook. I became so much more confident like in the kitchen just because you have to do it. Like you get sick of like eating McDonald's every meal, right? So you like start like trying out some recipes, you get sick of that. And then you just automatically force yourself to like learn new things. Whereas at home, it's like too much of a dedicated effort to try out new things because mum's always made food anyway, right?
You have like basically your backup plan is always like, man, my food tastes like crap. Like, I can't be bothered cooking. If I'm going to cook, I have to waste time and effort, and then like mum can make it 10 times better anyway. So it's like path of least resistance is just to default back to your mum's cooking when you're at home.
True.
But when you're out on living by yourself, there is no default. You just got to get better at cooking, man. You just got to try. At least you're not hurting anyone else, you know, if you make bad cooking.
You're hurting your housemates
Yeah,
on Mondays.
If you make them eat your food as well. Yeah, again, and also another big was like responsibility. like personal responsibility.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you don't clean up, like if you don't do the laundry, you got no clothes for work, bro. There's mom ain't doing it for you. Like you got to clean the bathroom, you know. Like mom ain't gonna clean it for you. It ain't gonna be dirty one day and clean the next day.
I think one thing as well, like just I feel like parents always give you a lot of like leeway in terms of like your living habits, because whatever, like they'll just do things for you.
Yeah.
I feel like living with friends, you learn to be much more of an adult about like, you know, how to have a conversation or how to like live in a way that's like not in the way of other people. Like you guys shared a bathroom. I'm sure there were fights going on.
There were
I'm joking.
not really, but then
really.
there were times where like Jackie would bring up something like I did or something. I don't know. maybe-
Wipe the pee off the toilet seat, bro.
Yeah, it was like I would. For this reason, I recommend if you move out with your mates, like just because like you kind of have at least a base level of like
Bit of rapport.
a rapport already, so that you could like if you do come into conflict with each other, which you inevitably will at some point, you kind of know each other's temperaments, and so it's like when to like how to push and like when not to push too hard.
To be honest, I think we were all pretty chill. Like I think all of us are like pretty easy people to live with.
Yeah.
I feel like my worst habit is I would always leave dishes in the sink. I was that guy.
That was one story about that, man. Oh man,
Please tell us.
Yeah. Dude, there was one time I think you cooked like ramen and like you put like cheese or something in the like in your ramen, right?
Yeah.
And so you left it in the sink, right? And I think so. Note to self: you're gonna move out like what? Especially if you got dairy, man. Wash that stuff, man, because that stuff can stink up real quick. So like. So I think Justin basically like he just put water in it and like maybe he was going to clean it later.
Letting it soak,
yeah. And then like so I would like maybe normally like we would like clean up each other's stuff anyway. Like if we can't like.
but I had just left my dishes in there one too many times.
I think there was a lot, and then like I couldn't be bothered at the time, and I was just like, whatever. I'm just gonna clean my own stuff and then like bounce, and then like Justin will clean his stuff later. But yeah, I think it was like a few like.
Would have been like a few days,
man.
A few
And
days.
The cheese started
2 to 3
twisting.
days. It started, dude. The cheese started. The smell was so bad. Like I opened like the door into our house, right into the hallway, and I'm walking. I'm like, dude, what's this smell? Like it smells like moldy or like rank. Like, do you remember? Like,
I don't actually remember this.
oh my goodness, I remember it because I came in. I was like, why does it smell like so like dank, man? It smells so dank. Like what the heck? And then like I go to like the kitchen and like the same pile is still there, and I'm like, okay. Like it's been sitting here for a while, and afterwards I'm like, because I'm used to cleaning the dishes, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go clean this. Like, I'm just gonna clean this, like whatever. Like, and then I start cleaning it, and then I get to the like the bowl, the plastic bowl that has like the that had the ramen and the cheese, and like I see it floating on top of the water, man. It's like this. I swear it was like this yellow thing, and it started like with greenish stuff, and I'm like, bro. I'm like, yo, this is disgusting. Like, this is like crazy. I think I had to boil some water, man. I had to boil some water in the kettle, and I was just like, just like
the cheese was all stuck onto the freaking.
no, it was just floating on top of the water.
Okay,
and then I was just, and I got the whiff, you know.
Yeah.
Like it was being suppressed. Got the whiff, and I was like, oh man. Then I was like, oh, dude, I just have to clean this, or else the house gonna smell like horrible. And then like cleaned it, and I was like, Justin, hey, bro, it's like, can you just like
You need to clean your shit, right?
clean your stuff, man? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was a bit harsh about it. I can't remember.
No, I don't remember you being harsh.
Yeah, but
It's a very fair.
That was, I think, yeah. For me, I think that I remember. I think that was the biggest conflict. Like,
That's pretty tame.
Yeah.
Pretty tame.
Like I just had to tell him like, hey man, can you like clean the dishes? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, just especially if you got cheese, you know. That stuff stinks, man.
I think for me, the one I remember was something similar where it's like we would so the bin we had in our kitchen was a pretty large bin, which meant you could put like a lot of rubbish in. And so it would start to stink up after a while.
And you would like, when it's full, you just press it down.
You press it down.
It's halfway full now.
But there was something that I don't think it was anyone in particular because I think it's something we all did. But it was, we would, once it was full, we would just take the bag out, tie it up, and then put it next to the bin. And then we'll put in a new bag. But we would leave that bag there.
Yeah.
And then sometimes if there was liquid in that bag, that means that bag would like drip all over the floor.
Oh, I do remember
yeah.
that. We would have
Yeah.
stains on the
Yeah.
timber floorboards.
Yeah.
Was this in Burwood or in the city?
This is Burwood.
Burwood. Did you guys have like a chute like on the same level or?
Yeah, it was like 10 meters away.
We had no excuse to not put it out.
I think
straight away.
the biggest thing why we eventually got lazy was because the chute wasn't that big. And
They
that's
reduced
right.
the chute.
yeah, they,
Our bags of garbage were too big to fit in the chute, so we
you'd
would have to
like,
take it
punch
downstairs
through.
ourselves.
Yeah,
punch it
punch
through.
it through. If it got too much, then you'd have to like take it down yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I've got of course bad habit of smashing it in. So then like eventually you couldn't punch it through because the bag would be too solid and firm.
Yeah.
To punch through the shit.
Because it would get stuck halfway through.
I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
and then you have
that'll
to,
be
like-
fucked.
Stick your hand
Yeah.
through the shit. And be like, oh. Yeah, I mean, just a combination of being lazy and yeah,
It was a real batch pad.
it was a real batch pad. We didn't get a couch until like 3 months before we moved out or something. 6
What?
months or something.
Really?
Was it?
We had like outdoor
we
furniture.
had outdoor furniture and like bean bags and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you came to our place a few times, Lawrence.
Yeah. I actually
Did
helped
you-
them move. I helped
You,
them
you
move.
did.
Yeah.
You did. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hero and goaded.
Have a
Call
Lawrence in
Lawrence
your
if you
life.
need movers.
Yeah. I charge.
Did you ever like come into our house and then like realize we were living in such like squalor, or like did you get that impression of like, yeah, it's like three young dudes like living here? Or,
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But like, hey, I would have lived the same way, you know? Like, this story may or may not be true, right? It's all alleged, but when you guys moved into Burwood, you had no cups, right? And then it was
right.
somehow we came home with a bunch of beer, like beer schooners and like Asahi schooner glasses, and that were definitely not taken from somewhere. And
This was during the sticky fingers phase. So like, have you seen those like really nice large glasses of Asahi? That like,
yeah, we have
a few times.
well, I was like really impressed by one of my good friends. I won't say who, but I just saw you do it at some point. I was like, bro, that's such a good like that's such a good cup to have. So I think one day we just 5 of us went out, and then we like obtained like 5.
allegedly.
We allegedly went out, bought 5 beers, and obtained them and borrowed them home.
which you may or may not have eventually returned, right?
I didn't return them. Still got them. Maybe one day.
Maybe they're still
Yeah.
sitting in Burwood.
Allegedly.
So you would go to their house and like you would want to drink, like, hey bro, can I get some water or something? And it'll be poured into like a Asahi or a Tiger beer schooner. Yeah. So yeah, that was like definition of like bachelor pad, bro.
Oh, man.
It was good having our own place as well, because like you feel so much more comfortable just inviting friends over. Like we would have like so many parties, like so like for any reason we would like have a party once every few
Yeah.
months, and or just like living in Burwood, it was so central to like where all of our friends lived that Saturday night it's like, oh, just meet up at our place, and then we'll go downstairs, get food or whatever. So
Yeah, it was a good location.
so much fun.
It was easy as well, and easy to like take public transport to, easy for people to like drive to.
Yeah.
Because when we were living in city, it was like hard for people to get to us.
That's
well.
true. That was something, because in my head we were like, we'll move to the city if we go clubbing or something. Like people can come back to our place and then it will be chill. But I guess all of our friends living out west, no one was bothered to come to the city to visit us.
I think by that point, it's like most people were working and stuff. It's just too tiring.
Yeah.
And so when we lived in Burwood, also we had no car in
No car in the city
in
either.
the
no
city.
car spot.
We had no car spot. And so that, like, I was playing a lot of sports during that time. And so I would have to freaking take the public transport to, like, Punchbowl, man. Like, bus and train and freaking Punchbowl.
Damn, that's annoying.
And then I had no car. And that was just, it was a bit tragic. Not going to lie.
I'm curious from since you guys live in that house, what was it like when your lease was ending? Was it like, let's say, leaving like a vacation? Was it sad?
You know what?
Emotional?
It was pretty melancholic. I remember distinctly one night when like most of our furniture had been like moved out. I was like, because our Burwood apartment had like the maddest view as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
we could see the city, North Sydney, Sydney Olympic Park,
Yep.
and we just like see like all of Sydney because like, we were like really high up. And then I was just like sitting on a milk crate because all our furniture was gone. Like just like it was at afternoon, sun was shining down. I was like, damn, this is the end of a very fun chapter of my life.
An end of an era. as
End
we
of an
would say,
era.
Yeah. it was, yeah, no, definitely. I think toward the end of it, I was like, dang. It's like, so but by this point, I was going to move back, like, and I already committed to moving back. And I was like, dang, like it's like in my head, I was like, man, it was a really good time, like living together. Like looking back at that time, I was like, we didn't really get into any fights or anything. It was like chill all the way from
Suddenly the cheese doesn't smell so bad. I kind of miss that stink.
the bins, man.
What about you, Jackie? Were you like melancholic at all, like towards the end of that Burwood lease?
Yeah, I was like just having such a nice location. Like you walk down its shops, it's a quick commute to get to work, whether you're in like the city. I don't know. I really enjoyed that place. And I guess with like apartment living, you don't really feel the temperature changes as you do like in like Sydney homes. In Sydney homes right now, it's like super cold. I'm wearing a puffer inside a house.
Yeah. So
yeah, like it was super nice, and I think I really enjoyed that because we were living so close, like in the Burwood area. My commute was short, and I could get to jiu-jitsu, so I started taking jiu-jitsu more seriously when I was in Burwood, and it was easy for me to just come home from work. I'm not too tired because the commute is so short already.
yeah.
And I can just walk to class, and then just.
Your life is so much richer when things are like that you have to go do are like so much closer, right? It's like short commute to work, short commute to like jiu-jitsu, like groceries are just downstairs. Like you can go downstairs to a restaurant. So yeah, apartment living underrated.
Yeah.
It is underrated.
Especially like coming from like the area where like you kind of have to drive everywhere to get what you want.
Yeah.
And so like just that extra bit of friction like could like make or break some habits sometimes. Like so like I think I was on like peak gym phase because we literally had like a gym like walkable, like 2-minute walk away from like our house.
In the same building. Just
it's literally the same
around,
building. Oh
like,
yeah,
on the
yeah.
other
It actually
side.
was the same building. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally around the corner. And so like just like that like the ease of everything being close to you, all your amenities are like so close. It's just definitely worth the shot. Like living, like,
So good. So good.
It's I can understand why like people want to live in like big units and stuff. It's like it's just nice and convenient.
Yeah. I do remember like the change in the vibe. So like I didn't help you guys move into the first apartment, but I helped you guys move from the city to Burwood. And then same thing after that Burwood lease ended, I helped you guys move from Burwood back to the area. And like, I remember when I helped you guys move from the city to Burwood, it was like exciting and stuff. You guys were excited, when we guys moved it, we moved everything in.
Yeah.
We invited you guys invited a couple of other friends over. We just had a freaking party and started like just drinking and stuff. But then I think when I helped you guys move from Burwood back to home, it was just like, I felt like it was like a different vibe. It's like, different vibes. Like, oh damn, this sucks, you know. And I was like, damn, bro, like I'm gonna miss inviting myself over, and, like, you know, getting plastered, and like can't drive home, so I'm just gonna sleep in the lounge, crash, or like
that reminds me of a story where I drive.
yeah, or when and Kerry is like out on retreat, and then like it was just us three and a few other friends, and I was just like, sorry Kerry, I never told you this, but I slept in your bed a couple times naked. For real? Yeah,
So funny.
but I know what you're gonna bring up. Was it the time when you drove me home?
Yeah,
Bro, yeah. Anyways, I'll tell the story and you tell it from your perspective, right? So like, again, well, they lived so central, and then like there was this point where Justin and I would just like go out to the pub and stuff and just like get absolutely smashed, and like with a few other friends, and we were just always down, bro. It was like if we were in the city, we were always down just to hang out and like just like get on the piss. But one time I was hanging out with like a few colleagues, and then some of them went home, but then myself and my other colleague, who was equally, or if not more of a degenerate than I was, we were like, yeah, bro, we were near Burwood. I'm like, oh, let me just call up my mate Justin. Like we go to the pub, bro, because like everyone else went home, we was at the pub, and I think on the way to yours, because I think we were at like 5 Dock or Ashfield or somewhere. And on the way to yours, because you were like, yeah, I'm down, let's go to the Burwood Hotel or something. And when we got there, like you knocked out apparently.
What a dog.
Because you also like were on the piss before then. And then rocked up, and then Kerry's like, bro, like he's asleep. Like, oh, all right. And then somehow you just like suggested for some reason like to drive us home. I'm like, fuck, what a nice guy.
Because they were going to take the train home, and I think it was like quite late at that time.
Yeah, it's probably like 12:30.
You guys are also
12:30.
plastered as well.
Yeah. Was there even any trains? I can't remember.
I think I was just gonna take an Uber.
Yeah, you were going to take an Uber. So I was like, nah, man, don't worry about it. I'll just drive you home.
Yeah.
And then,
What a nice guy.
yeah, so these two guys were quite plastered. And so they get in my car, right? And one of them lives in,
He lived in Rouse Hill.
Rouse Hill, basically, or Kellyville or something. Like
somewhere
up
around there.
north, okay?
Like northwest, yeah.
Yeah, so the place he lives in is like, it's called like, I don't know, it's like Princess Road or something, right?
Yeah.
And so I asked him to basically put in his address, because I was going to drive him home first, and then I'll drive Lawrence home first. So he puts in the address, right? So allegedly puts in his address. He puts in his address, right? And I'm driving, right? And I'm driving to Princess Road, okay? And I'm driving, and it's like 20, 30 minutes, right? I'm driving down, and I'm like, I start looking around, right? These two are like plastered. They're kind of, I think you guys were sleeping or something by that point.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just going to drive. And I started looking around like 30 minutes into this trip, and I was like, this isn't north. Like, I knew Kellyville was up north. I was like, this is south. This is in like the Sutherland Shire. Like, I'm in the Shire.
Because at one point
area.
you were like, because I wasn't like fully asleep. I think I was still like chatting away. But then at one point, like it was pretty blurry. But I was like, I looked out the window. I'm like, why the fuck do I see water?
Yeah.
I was like, there's water,
Because we're driving past Bangor Bypass, and I'm like, bro, like this isn't like north, you know?
Yeah.
Like I've been past like this area, and like this is like Sutherland Shire. So for those who don't know, like so the Shire is all the way in the south, and Kellyville is all the way from the north.
Like
So I've been driving
northwest.
30 minutes down south by this point before I start realizing. And then I'm like, and I think I realized like you're awake.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, Lawrence, can you like check the address to just double check if we're going to like the right Princess, like, so for context, there's a place called Princess Highway that's in like down south. That's in basically like Brighton Les Sands. So I was so the place he was meant to go was Princess Road, which is all the way up.
It was basically a
Kellyville.
similar address, right? Where like you can get it mistaken if you've never been there, but like it was two completely opposite
Different
parts of
directions.
Sydney. Yeah.
And so I asked basically Lawrence to just like double check the address and then like see if he typed it in right. And then he checks it and it's like, bro, this guy put
Gone
in
the wrong way, half an hour the wrong way.
wrong way. And we're like, bro.
So you had to go all the way to
All
Kellyville,
the way
drop
back up.
Lawrence's mate off,
Yep.
and then drive to Cabramatta,
Drive all the way to Cabramatta,
Drop Lawrence off.
Lawrence off,
and then
I drove.
back to Burwood.
No, I'm not sure if I even came back to Burwood because basically by this point my phone had died, right? And I don't think I had my license on me.
Yeah.
So I was, well, I can't remember if I actually drove home, but
I have a feeling you did because I remember you like stopping at your house before dropping me off, and you
Yeah.
were like, "I'm like, bro, where are we?" And you're like, "At my house." I'm like, "Why are we at your house?" And then you were like, "Oh, something about your phone died. I don't know if you
Yeah.
went in to get a portable charger or some shit."
Yeah.
And then you dropped me home.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
right, yeah, and then. Okay, so I think I did go home. So
Yeah.
then basically, I was like, "Oh crap! I have no license. My phone's dead." Like,
I should speed home
yeah,
so
I was
that
like,
so they get home faster.
I'm like crapping myself a little bit. And I'm like, you know what? Send it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just one of the.
So what was gonna be like maybe like an hour round trip turned into how
I think
many
I got
hours?
home at like 3-4 o'clock, man. Like it was really supposed to be like an hour trip or something. Like it was like
Dude.
maybe 20, and then like 20 back or something.
Everyone needs a Kerry in their life.
Yeah,
bro.
Kerry, actual MVP.
It's like,
I've
fuck.
got there's
Never
a,
be. Oh, yeah, you go.
there's another story that's like iconic, which is this was during uni, and I had gotten like super plastered like in the city, hopped on a train, and then like I remember getting on the train at Town Hall. Next thing I remember, I wake up and I'm like at Leppington Station. Sorry, Liverpool Station. I'm at Liverpool Station on a bench at 3 a.m. My phone has like 5% battery left. I was like, what the fuck? Where am I? So I'm like, go on Messenger, see who's online. I was like, fuck. Messaged a few people, and then I messaged Kerry, and then Kerry responds. I was like, bro, I need your help. I need you to pick me up from Liverpool Station, which is not that far away from like where we live. So I was like, Kerry's like, oh yeah, all good. He goes to Liverpool.
Oh no, I hadn't gone to Liverpool. I was like, I'm gonna take a shower quickly,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, yeah.
and then I'll come out, and then like I'll
Yeah.
drive you.
Yeah.
And then when I went to shower, I came out, and then Justin sent us like, "Oh, bro, I'm not at Liverpool. I'm at Leppington."
Stitch up, bro. Stitch you up, bro.
And I was like, wow. I was like, oh, okay.
I already said yes, bro. I
I
can't see
was,
it.
I was like, okay, sure. And by this point, like Leppington was like still like, bro, like farmland.
There's
man.
nothing there.
There was nothing there. Like you recently was added onto like the last 2 stops of like that blue
Yeah.
line. Yeah, and so I was like, bro, where the heck is Leppington? Like, what the heck is this? And so yeah, then I drove, and I was like, you know what? I gotta help a friend in need.
What a G.
You know
Gotta
what?
help a friend
You've
in
done
need.
that in a few occasions, bro. Like, I think you were notoriously known for doing that because I've had to pick you up once from like fucking Bexley Station. It was not even on the same line as like where we live, bro. I'm like, how'd you even end up there? You're like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah. I was known for that. Getting too plastered.
Couldn't hold his liquor, bro.
We've all got our faults.
Yeah, indeed. But no, it was a fun, they make for fun stories, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
it's
why
like
I
the-
did it.
Yeah.
It was intentional.
They make for good stories. I mean, Jackie, do you have any like crazy stories like that?
I think there was a similar one where we were.
Not again.
Where do you end up this
Not
time, bro?
again.
Another country, another state.
There was a time when we were just going to house parties week after week, and there was one party where I think all 4 of us were there,
Yes.
and then Justin was gone.
As always, bro.
He wanted to go home. That's when you know he's gone.
Yeah.
And then
I don't remember these as well, but apparently I'm very like
He's very stern.
I'm very stern when I'm like when I go home. I'm
Yeah.
like, I've had enough drinks and then I'll just fucking
Yeah, he would just be like talking, and then sees us. I want to go home.
I remember like also making some observations after seeing it like over 20 times maybe, or like 10 to 20 times. I'm like, okay, he's good. He can drink as much as he can. As he wants up until like 11:45 to 12:30. Like as soon as the clock rolls over, like he could have been like full of energy at like 11:44. But as soon as it rolls at 11:45 or 12, he's like fucking gone, bro. There's just a instant like kill switch. Yeah.
Circuit breaks.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bedtime.
So I think on that night you were the one that was driving us.
Yeah.
So you drove Lawrence home, and then so we were all going to Lawrence's place, and then I think we went to Justin's place after as well, because I think Justin just wanted to go back to his parents' place, and then I think the next day on Facebook he posted on the event that. Hey, I've got your whoever's shoe this is. I've got your shoes. And it was actually my shoes, and we actually had swapped shoes.
And the funniest thing is that you left his shoes that you left with at my house.
yours house, right?
When you came in to piss before before leaving here after you dropped me off. So I had the shoes.
It was a freeway swap. I think I had your sandals.
No, you went home barefoot,
You went
bro.
in before.
He sent a photo. He's like, yeah.
This guy's like walking in the garage with his socks on. Yeah, because I drove him home and then we had to pull over because he pulled over because the guys had the chunder. We almost fell out of the car. He literally held. I don't know how the handle didn't break.
I was holding on.
He literally holding on to
Holy
like the
crap.
handle. Dude, I was like so scared. I was like, whoa, you okay? And then he picked himself and dragged himself back in the car. But it was so funny because we drove home into the garage and like we're going to the lift and he walks ahead of me and I'm like, bro, this guy got no shit. this guy really pulled up to home with no shit.
Oh, that's so funny, bro.
Oh man.
But those kinds of stories were like the best things about moving out.
Yeah.
It's just like you don't need to put any effort into like socializing. It's just shit just happens around you. Like there would be like random nights where we all go out for dinner, or like we would just like it would be a Wednesday and then we just sit on our beanbags and I'll like crack open a beer for no reason.
Grand
And we'll just like
counsels.
do some like D&Ms just out of the blue after jiu-jitsu or something. It was like so good, so fun.
Yeah, we're basically having like our 2166 mastermind sessions, but like
Every day, bro.
But like every like Wednesday or something.
Yeah.
Every like we could have it like any time basically.
Yeah.
And so it was just like it's good for bonding, like especially if you want to.
Yeah, what did we call it? We called it
I
the
call it
Grand
Grand
Council. Yeah, the
Councils.
Grand Council. It's like, all right, what's happening in the boys' lives?
Like, how's love life going?
Yeah,
all
yeah. How's the
that.
dating?
How's the
we were
dating
all on
life?
Hinge at the same time.
Yeah.
We're like, have you boys done your dailies yet? You need to get through your 10 likes.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. That's so
Yeah.
Yeah,
good.
that sounds like good fun.
It was good fun. Yeah, I would recommend it to, like, if you got a good set of mates. Like, I don't know about moving out with like by yourself and with strangers. Like that's hard. I've heard a lot of horror stories about that. But, like moving out with your mates, like that you've known. I would at least like known for a little bit, and like sort of their character
Yeah.
to some degree. Yeah, I would say it's well worth a shot for those who are looking for it. And like, like there's the issue of money, right? But I don't know. I feel like those memories are priceless, Like
I agree.
I wasn't making that much money, and then Jackie wasn't making that much money either. So we weren't scraping by, but we weren't like saving a lot as well. But like in my mind, and maybe in Jackie's mind, like I was like I'm happy to like exchange like 1 year's worth of saving for like memories that I would like have for like a lifetime. Yeah.
I guess you're seeing the other side of that now, Jackie, because you've recently bought a place, like with your partner, and maybe you would have been able to get it earlier, or like been in a better position for your like current like place that you own. Like, how do you think about like that?
I don't think it would have actually made a difference because these days it's actually quite difficult to even buy like a proper place without having a partner. Like you'd be buying like a one better apartment by yourself, and that's basically all you could afford. So I guess being able to just move out with friends and just enjoy that part of my life is always always gonna hold very close to me. And like I wouldn't give that up to get a place earlier.
And like, is I'd imagine like living with friends versus living with your partner is like very different. Like tell us about it.
It is different. Like it's, I guess you want to be more cleaner. I feel like maybe part of it is, especially if it's your own place, you feel you're already paying mortgage for it. Like you want to also keep up with like keeping it clean, keeping it tidy, and then doing the maintenance on it as well. But I'd say living with partners, like how would I describe it?
Like, does she crack open a beer on Wednesday?
I guess you don't get that, but you get it's like being able to. So Jen does shift work, so it's, I guess there's more chances for me to spend time with her while she's at shift, but like while she's like home like on certain days.
Because you're also working from home like some of the time.
And yeah, just being able to just have dinner with her, like it's like a mini date like every night.
Oh, what the hell?
Damn, bro, that's cute, bro. Really cute. That's actually the first time I ever heard like someone say that, like living with a partner. Yeah, it's like a mini date, bro. So that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's so romantic.
Yeah,
Who does the
this guy.
cooking? Who does the cooking?
I think we share it. Like
Oh,
sometimes
even-
like if she has a PM shift or like so if she has a PM shift, then she'll cook in the morning, and then I can come back home and I already have food waiting for me.
Probably.
Or like some days like she's at work, then I'll cook. So
Yeah.
we just take turns, and it works out really well that way.
It really seems like you're like settling into like a more like quiet chapter. You've got like 2 kittens as well.
We do have 2 kittens. They're quite noisy at the moment.
Yeah.
I think they're in their like teenage phase. So they'll wake us up at night, or they'll wake us up really early in the morning to get some food.
And how old are they?
I think they're 8 months.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yes.
So
Still decent size now then.
yeah, they're decent size. I think they're
Yeah.
still gonna grow. Like maybe I'd say they still have a lot more to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you got them both at the same time.
we got them both at the same time, so they're litter mates.
Oh, what made you like get both at once, bro? Because like, did you own a cat before?
I've never had a pet.
Oh, okay. So then, like, what made you decide to get 2 cats opposed to 1?
So the reason we got the cats was her coworker was already going to pick up a cat from someone who had a litter.
Yeah.
And then they were looking for other people to take the cats as well. And then we originally agreed to take 1, but they were like, when they were going to pick them up, they were like, "Do you want another?" And then we just offered it and just like, we just take another.
Yeah, 2-1 deal, bro.
It sort of helps because like they play with each other.
Yeah.
Like like when we're cooking or we're at work, like we don't have that much time to be playing with them. So it sort of gives them a little buddy for each
Yeah.
other.
True. No, that's a good idea.
Would you say like, my question would be more like, since you've experienced, moving out like with the boys, right? Do you take any lessons that when you moved in with like Jen, did you feel like you were prepared more, like you were more prepared to like do those like sort of like the nitty gritty stuff, like compared to if you like just moved in straight away, like if you didn't move in with the boys, like do you think you would have struggled in areas where where you moved in?
Yeah, I would say so. Like just being able to just cook and come up with a meal like quickly and on the spot. Like that back when we were there, like we would come back from work, you don't have any food, you got to just make a like really quick meal. That's something that I learnt. I guess another thing is just like cleaning up after yourself, like as you go. It just makes things a lot quicker.
Yeah.
But you don't have that much work to do all
Yeah.
at once.
Yeah. and like having the food prepped already, like in the like having it ready already, so that when you come home, it's like you can whip up something real quick.
True. Doing the
Yeah.
prep, like
Yeah,
like when you first start learning to cook, you don't realize you can do the prep separately.
Yeah.
Like you can like chop stuff up and then
Yeah.
like chuck it in the fridge, and then when it's time to like eat, you can just like throw it all in a pan and then it's ready to go.
Or like just have a box of kimchi in there always.
Oh, dude, that was the ultimate hack.
That was the ultimate hack, man. That's what
We would
for
always
me, it
just
was the
have like
ultimate hack. Yeah.
would always have like a running box of kimchi in our fridge.
Yeah.
And then that would be our extra fiber or extra veggies
Yeah.
for like added onto any meal.
Probiotics
Yeah,
and
you
everything,
like you
bro.
cook up rice, you maybe have a meat,
Yeah.
and then like you just throw in like can't
Throw
be
in the
bothered.
kimchi.
Just throw in the kimchi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. How was it when you moved in, like the bills and all that, setting up utilities, like doing all that? Was that like was it a breeze, like when you, because of like our experience?
I think I didn't actually set up any of the utilities. I think
There's like a
these-
company that does that for you now, right? Like the agent. Well, for me, I bought an investment property, and like they didn't know I wasn't living in it, but for somehow this company that helps you set everything up, like the water, not water, but like the electricity, internet, all that stuff. They just called me like, hey, yeah, we're calling to help you set up electricity and all these other stuff. I'm like, bro, I'm not going to live in there. He's like, oh, sorry, I didn't know that. See ya, bye. So did you get one of those?
I didn't get one of those, but
Oh, okay.
we just had to go through like a company, like just you find your own electricity company, your own internet company.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult to set up. Like a lot of it is just online forms that you just need to fill in, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not too much work to it. I guess the new thing is I've never had gas in my home before.
Oh.
So, and then we were trying to turn on the hot water. We were like, why is our gas is on? Why is the hot water not working?
Yeah.
So it turns out like the hot water heater was just turned off because they probably weren't using it.
Cold showers all day.
Doing cold showers for the past like 2 months.
I think it's because like they already had moved out a bit, so then they just left it off.
Yeah.
So then it was when I finally went to take a look at the actual hot water heater, I was like, oh, it's not actually on. And it's just doing things like locks. You can change yourself. You don't need to get an actual locksmith to do it. You just need to change the actual lock. You just YouTube is your friend.
Oh yeah.
Just YouTube
Teaches
whatever
you
you need to
everything,
do.
eh?
Yeah. So now you're transitioning more into like the dad mode, who can like fix everything in the house and all that shit.
Very very simple things.
Simple, yeah,
Very
yeah.
simple things.
But soon it'll be like, damn, bro, you can like build a whole garden shed yourself.
If your tenants need to like fix some water pipes, you can just do it yourself.
Exactly. Do inspection as well, bro, because you don't trust the agent. Yeah. But how about you, Kerry? Like, what big changes have you had in your life ever since like moving out and like, I guess like not fitting on your own? Like, as I know you said you moved into a granny flat, right?
Yeah,
Parents.
yeah.
But yeah, what are some like big changes, bro, since then?
I think it's just more like just a confidence boost. Like you can kind of like, if I'm at home and like I don't have like there's no food ready, like I kind of whip something up real quick, and there's no like, you sort of have this like base level of confidence that like if the parents go away, like I'm alright, like I'll be alright. Like if, and I feel like I don't know how to exactly word it, but you kind of take a little bit of that into, at least I have, into like sort of like your other parts of your life, like career and all that. Like you kind of can like, like I'm self-sufficient. Like I'm not going to die if like things go haywire. Like if I lose like my support, I can handle myself.
Yeah.
And then like, I guess for me, that's translated a little bit to like in sort of my career as well. Like when you move out on your own, you have to learn a lot of stuff like pretty quickly. Yeah. And like no one, you kind of learn like, okay, even if you stuff up, no one's going to die.
Yeah.
like at worst, you get angry or sad at yourself for a little bit, but like, you do it again and then eventually you're going to get it. Like you put in enough reps, like, cause if you put in enough reps, like you most of the time you'll get like, you get to an acceptable level of like competence. Yeah. And like, that's something like that is translatable into not just work, but like just every facet of your life. And you can like, hey, it's okay to kind of stuff up a few times and maybe get like annoyed at myself here and there, but just, you know, you kind of just, you can grind through it, and then eventually you'll get good. You get good enough at least.
Can we talk more about like your recent like enlightenment? Like that's what I was trying to allude to. Like, can you, like, are you comfortable with sharing us?
Of course. I'm happy to share that.
Because I don't see Kerry as often now that like they're not living together. So honestly, I haven't seen Kerry for like probably a year. So it's probably been like around a year, or maybe 6 months, 6 to 8 months since I saw him at a friend's wedding.
Like 6 months before that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the camp and then the wedding and
So tell us about like this like journey that you've come across.
I'll try to make it short because it's already been a long episode. I moved back home by this point, and I was living sort of in the granny flat already, and life was going, from an external perspective, life was going pretty well. Like I had a good job. By this point, I had a new job, like that was making pretty good money, like almost 1.5 times what I was making before that. I was making good money. I had a good set of friends, my high school friends that I still hang out with. Like we'll still regularly catch up. Like I was still hanging out with these guys. So on the friends department, that was good too. Family was good because they were right next door. Like I would see them almost every day. But I just felt like I wasn't. So I've always sort of been like, I'm a pretty conservative guy. I think Justin can speak to that. I've been pretty conservative throughout my whole life. So I value things like family quite a bit. And like my parents, I sort of taken that on from my parents. Family is a big thing, right? And you can't really have a family unless you sort of have someone to have a family with. So I would do all these things like, right, like I'm in a good position to like have good money now, have a good set of friends, have family. I've tried my best to improve myself through through the self-help phase, like our moving in together. We would frequently talk about like, how we've progressed and all that. So I thought I was going good on all those fronts, but there was just something sort of like I thought I was going good, but the results weren't showing, right? Like every time I would go on a day, it would end up there. It wouldn't end up going anywhere, right? Yep. And this family thing was a very big part of me. And like, it's like, dude, what am I doing? Like everything, it just felt empty. Like, is this really like the goal that I'm, like, if this is sort of like my life mission, why am I not trying like my hardest to like really go for it?
So you're talking about starting a family? Like that's
starting a family, and just like I haven't even taken the first step to starting the family, which is like, I mean,
having a partner,
a partner or something. But like there were periods throughout the year where I would like just regress. Like I would like not even go on like Hinge or anything. I would just like, just go to work, come home, yada, hang out. But my behavior was not aligning to the goal that I had, my life mission.
Okay.
Right. So then I started to question like, well, what is my life mission? Is it just going to be like raise a family and that's it? Like, is that really just the end goal? And sort of I had a bit of a breakdown moment. Like, and I was just like, well, what am I doing in my life, right? Like, what am I doing? None of my behaviors align to my goal, my life goal. Like, is this even my life goal? Like, what the heck is, like, what's going on? And then so, I just kind of, after feeling really down, I kind of I just went to my living room one day, and then I was like, man, I'm just gonna like, for some reason, like, I just put on like some meditation video, right? I'd search meditation, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll try like Christian meditation or something. Okay, so I put that video on in my living room, and then I just rolled out a freaking yoga mat on my living room floor, like just like something like this, which I had never ever done in my life. Like, why would I just sit? Like, I had a couch, you know. Like, why would I sit on the freaking ground on the yoga mat where it's like cold, right? But for some reason, I just decided to lay out a yoga mat and sit, and I'm just listening to this like Christian meditation, right? Like, I know there's like Buddhist meditation and all that, but for some reason, the Christian meditation like sort of just struck me as like interesting. Like, it's different. It's like, oh, what's the Christian take on meditation?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me try that. Like, just put on the video, and I just sat like cross-legged on the ground, and then I just sort of listened to what the video was talking about, guiding you through meditation. But I didn't think I really was even listening to it, to be honest. Like, I don't remember a single thing that was said in there, but I just was like, in hindsight, I was basically doing mental prayer. So I was just like going through like, why am I feeling like this? Why am I like feeling so down? What's wrong with me? All this. And then eventually got to a point I was like, man, God, if you're out there, like, I don't know if you exist or not. Like, can you like I've been searching religion and stuff, and can you show me, like, I don't know if you really exist, maybe just show me something, like show me a sign or something, because I am so down right now. I don't know what to do. Like, who am I? What am I doing? And at that moment where like I sort of laid everything out, okay. So there's a saying where, you know, it says, Jesus like basically says, take my yoke, my burden, take my yoke, like my burden is light and I'll give you rest. And then basically at that moment where I kind of like laid everything out, and I was like to God, like, if you're out there, please like help me. And then like when I did that, there was this overwhelming, is this feeling of like love. I really don't know how to explain it. Besides, there's this really overwhelming feeling of love. Like, I felt love before, like love to your family, love to your friends, love to, you know, but this was something like completely, like it completely overwhelmed all those. This was something like I couldn't even, like, even I'm still having trouble telling it to you guys. This feeling of like my burdens was completely lifted and replaced instead with this feeling of like love. And then at that point I was like you exist, God, like you definitely exist. Like there's nothing in this world that could have given me this feeling, like, because I've done drugs in the past, right? Yeah, I guess. And there's a feeling of happiness you feel, but it's at the end of the day, it's artificial. It feels artificial. You kind of, if you do it long enough, you feel that. But this was so like, this was, if I thought that was the peak of what I could experience, like this feeling of love that I felt when I let everything out, this was like that times like a million, basically. Damn, times infinity. And it felt natural too. And it just felt like it came from above.
Damn. So like, it was like the best beam you've ever had in your life.
In one sense, yes.
Yeah. Like a beam of light from above.
It was the beam of light. Came from above. And like, I at that point I knew there was a God. Like, I was like, dude, I'm thoroughly convinced. Like, no one can convince me at this point there is no God. And there's one God. Because it just felt like, you know, in Buddhism, you kind of have many gods and all that, but like, it just felt like it came from one source. Like, it had to be one.
Wow.
Yeah, it had to be one. And then now there's three one God religions, right? You got Judaism, you got Islam, you got Christianity. And I didn't know which one to pick. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go buy the Quran. I'm gonna go buy an English translation of the Quran. I'm gonna go buy English translation of the Bible.
Oh, that's so interesting. So you, like, after having that experience, you kind of knew, for you, it was like a religious experience where it was like one God. That's what you knew. And then you went out to like read the Quran, and then you went out to read the Bible.
I bought it online, and then I bought it online and I was like, okay, I'm just going to wait for whatever.
The delivery didn't come.
Yeah. And then
Delivery come. All right, Judaism, bro, you're out. It's up to you. Quran and fucking Christianity. Hey, bro.
so the thing with like Judaism is that like they have the Old Testament. So there's two parts to the Bible. There's the Old Testament, which is like the Jewish part, of which they have in common, and there's like the New Testament, which is like where Jesus comes, and that's like the New Testament. And that forms the bulk of sort of our modern day understanding of Christianity.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, there's no point getting like a Jewish Bible because it's the same thing as like the
you're only
actual
getting half the
Bible.
value. You're only getting half the book.
So I was like, yeah, whatever, okay. So I buy them both, right? And then like I don't know, man. Maybe it was God's plan.
Wait, so you bought the Quran and you bought
I bought them both at the same time.
And the Bible. Both
Bought
at
them
the
both
time.
at the same time. And then I don't know if God planned, but Bible came first, eh? Bible came first, eh? You know what?
It's a 1-day delivery.
Hey man, that Quran didn't come till like 3 months later, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bro.
3 months?
Like, hey man.
Bro, where'd you order this?
I don't know, just like the same store. It was like some online bookstore.
Damn.
And then, the Bible came, and then I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna
Just gonna read this one.
I'm gonna give it a crack.
Yeah.
And then I think I was reading basically, the Gospel of John, and then at some point I was just reading it. I was reading the Word, so we call it the Word of God, because it's like the Bible is God's word put into like paper, and we say this term of like it speaks to you, and so when you feel you resonate with like really the message of like God's word, then we say like it sort of speaks to you. And as I was like reading through, I hadn't even gone that far into the Gospel of John. And then I think there was just a few parts where he talks about love and like, love your enemies, love like all that. And I was like, this right here encapsulates the same. It's like that same love. It's the same love I felt, but put into like words. And I like felt that again. Like when I was reading that, I was like,
It was like, this is it. Like
I literally was like, this is it.
Mm.
Like this, like, I didn't know if Jesus was God, man. Like I had no understanding of theology at the time. Like I was like, whatever, like they claim he's God. Okay, sure. And I read it when Jesus like says these like parables and like says, his sayings on love and all that. And I was like, this is it. I was like, this is that love that I felt, but just put into words. And then I was like, yep, all right, cool. I was like, yeah, man, Jesus, the way, the truth, and the life. All right, man. It didn't take very long. And I was like, dude, I'm sold. I'm sold on the Jesus train, man. I was like,
and you were kind of talking about like, you're feeling like a lot of this, like, I don't know if I'm interpreting it right, but like kind of meaninglessness or like kind of you're down in the dumps a little bit.
A lot of angst.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling. A lot of angst.
Would you say it's like changed a lot after you became more religious?
I don't think I've felt it since then.
Really?
Ooh.
No. Anytime I do feel like maybe down in the dumps, a bit depressed, I share it with him, and that helps me to unload my burden and then allow him to take some of it on. And one, that allows me to, it lightens my load. And two, it's like, he's not going away, he's not going anywhere. He's been around for 2,000 years, like he ain't going nowhere. And so I don't have to have like that sense of, if I'm like, how do I put it? If it's like, if I fall behind, it doesn't matter because my identity isn't with results, it's with Jesus. As long as I follow his word, I continue doing as he says. Like, like there are times where you fall, like you'll sin and stuff, but you confess that, and then Jesus takes on that load. He died for us, so he takes on that load, and you just feel a sense of peace.
Okay.
yeah, just this long-lasting peace.
So like I think it's similar to what we talked about 2 episodes ago around like identity. How like I think you said it like some people like they tie their identity to a certain factor of their life, like such as work, which is a common example. Your identity is your work, or their work is their identity, and then when that results driven aspect of their life doesn't pan out, like maybe they get fired or like didn't get the promotion they wanted, like I guess they'll feel that sense of angst that maybe you felt. And what you're saying is that like with Jesus, it helps with that, because your identity is not just like based off like work, for example, and you just feel this inner peace.
That like even if I guess it all crumbles, like if I get fired from my job, if I lose my girlfriend, my family disowns me, whatever, like all that, like I know that there's still like Jesus is still there for me. And when you have that base level of foundation, like it's like you unlocked it's like you hit the bedrock, you know. It's like, wow, you've uncovered the bedrock, man. Yeah, it's like now that you've got that like foundation of, you can build everything on top of that. Yeah, he's never gonna leave you. His word's always there. It's, you know, it's always been there, right? Because we believe God's eternal, has been eternal forever and ever. So he's not gonna go away. I could be like 80 or something, and he's still gonna be the same person, and he's not gonna leave me. He's always gonna love me. He's always gonna, you know, say what's best for me. And my value isn't no longer in providing like I don't derive a sense of value by being like, it's not conditional on like anyone else now, like, or society and all that, right? It's with Jesus. It's being like just believing in him. And I think one thing is that, I don't know if you felt it, but like the sense of dying and that's it, I would say like actually like if you have only one life to live and that's like all you have to live, that is a very big burden to carry. Like because you know, we believe in Jesus. If you believe in Jesus, you believe in Christ. You know, you be one with God after you die. You have everlasting life, so it will live on forever. But if you live only by yourself, if you have only one life to live, and that once you die it ceases, then like I understand, like why wouldn't you want to go and like freaking show your worth, like, you know, show your worth, make the most money, have the most pleasure, enjoy the most of this life, because it's the only one you got, right? So like I get it, but I feel like if you let that drive your life subconsciously, you can end up in a lot of bad situations where we're sort of like, maybe like I felt it, where like, you know, you take drugs to like experience the highest pleasure, and some people, you know, we're lucky enough to not get like addicted, but some people keep chasing that high, and then like, oh, because that's the only thing I'll ever have, and it's like I got to experience all of it now, or else I'll never get it again. But
sounds like it kind of gives you like a very good like base level of like meaning to your life, and then like you were saying, you're kind of building the rest of your life on top of it.
And once
it's amazing,
I felt, you
and
build your life on it.
You invited us to like, I think it was called your confirmation, like the other day. So it's like, what is it? You get your baptism first.
So I got baptized, and then
6 months later, like baptism is, okay, you're converting to the religion, and then confirmation is now that you've lived your life as a Catholic for like X number of months, you're confirming that you made the right choice.
So baptism would be like, okay, you're a Christian now, like you've entered into like with union with like Christ. And then confirmation is like an affirmation of that, like, hey, I believe in all the truths that the Catholic Church teaches, and I believe that, you know, this is the right decision that I made, and that I want to follow, and I make a commitment to follow them for the rest of my life, basically.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So
thank you.
No, thanks for sharing that story, bro. Like that's there's a lot to unpack, but that's all like big changes that you've had since like the
very
past
big changes.
for like year and a half, right? Like since
Yeah,
then,
it's been so end of 2023. It was basically my conversion moment. I did watch that episode with with Gary, and I think, and I think he said 2023 as well.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna say, I'm just putting it
Parallel
out there,
journeys.
man. The Holy Spirit was hovering the waters of Cabramatta in 2023.
Oh, so you guys were part of the same cohort. I'll put you guys in touch. I'll put you guys in touch. Yeah.
So it's helped a lot. Helped a lot in my life, at least, and I've just grown stronger in my faith, and I still have down times as well, but you know, just now, instead of kind of beating myself up for them, it's like I can just turn to Jesus and ask him, you know, help me out.
Yeah, he's
I'm
got your
feeling
back, bro.
XYZ.
He's got your back. Yeah,
He's got my back.
Yeah, exactly.
Forever.
Ride or die, right? Yeah.
Definitely ride or die.
All right. Yeah. Well, no, I appreciate you sharing that story, man. Like, but like, I guess, like, anything else you wanted to touch on before we wrap up with our guests today?
I think that was pretty comprehensive. I feel like went through a lot, like kind of checked up on like how you boys are doing post like moving out and stuff. So thank you so much for coming on, guys.
Edmund, anything?
No, you shared a lot, and it was good getting to know you guys since I've probably only had like, I don't even think we've had a conversation before this episode. So yeah, I just watched Jackie compete once in jiu-jitsu, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you guys for coming on, and you know, I'm sure our guests would have learned a lot about like the no-nos and the goods of like moving out with your mates and all that, and you know, buying houses, and also like Christianity as well. Is Christianity or Catholicism? I don't even know.
So
what terms.
Being
I
Christian
butcher it.
is like sort of the umbrella term, and then like Catholic is like a type, that's like a subset of the Christians.
Okay,
so you have like Protestants and all that. But,
Okay.
yeah.
What he said. Okay. I just didn't want to butcher it, bro. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's all
appreciate
good.
everyone for tuning in to this week's episode. Make sure to give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok, and stuff, or it'll be in this description. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Ciao.
See ya.
See ya.